Yo, what is up, YouTube frogs? Razor here, back again with another video, and today we're actually going to be talking about Honkai Star Rail. I managed to get in the beta, and so I wanted to basically show you guys what the gameplay is like, and essentially how combat mechanics work. So if you guys are interested and wanted to try out, I just want to let you know the basics. So of course this is a beta, so things are obviously subject to change, as in the bottom right corner of the screen. So please take note of that. And we played around roughly 4 hours into this beta, so we have a rough idea of how the game works. It's kind of like Genshin and E7 mix, so you know, if you like that sort of gameplay, you'll probably enjoy this game. And we got ourselves a couple of characters. So we got Asta, which you get for free when they introduce the shop. She's like literally a free character. We finally got enough currency to buy Bronya from the shop in the beta, so she's a 5-star character. It's kind of like Genshin. The interface is very closely resembles the gold. So we got Serval by clearing the equivalent of Abyss 3, which I will showcase in this video. And we have Natasha, which is our healer. You get her for free. And there's our main character. Also, speaking of which, let's just put that on our character. So there we go. So these are kind of like the weapons, or if you've seen E7, these are kind of like artifacts, I think, what they call in E7. Basically, they're just like cards you put on your characters. There's no weapons like in Genshin Impact. So, and these are just like things you get with leveling up. We're not entirely sure what dupes do, because the gacha system isn't currently in the beta at the moment. But it do be like that. And one last difference from, you know, before we go into combat is there are paths that define the characters as well as elements. So elements, think of paths as like their weapon type essentially. So there's the hunt, there's all these others, a Concord, Hunt, Notice, and all of these have like different effects, and the artifacts can affect what path that they're on, get bonuses. So you may have to keep that in mind going forward, as well as elements, which will be important. So unlike Genshin Impact, very like other traditional gacha games, certain elements are strong against other specific elements. So the game will tell you, there's no like easy way to tell like what's strong against what. It's just the game just tells you like this enemy is weak to X. So there are many different elements in this game, and we have only gotten a couple. So we have a physical healer, we have Zhongli Xiao baby thing, Dong Hung, which is this is a Onimo / Wind DPS. We have March 7th, who is like a defense buffer and a cryo character. We just unlocked Serval, which seems to be, we're just about to play her in this run, but she seems to be like a AoE damage over time based electro character. And we have Bronya, which you may know from Honkai Impact the 3rd. She is basically a big buffer. She increases, like if you're familiar with E7, she's pretty much like A-Lots from that game. So her skill pretty much removes debuffs as well as increases their damage dealt, and basically makes their speed the next character in the lineup. So kind of just like A-Lots' skill, if I remember correctly. I'm not an E7 player, don't quote me on that. And then her burst, or her ultimate, gives a huge attack buff to all the allies and also extra crit damage. So it's really, really good as a support character. So she's kind of like this big Bennett in the team. So probably a very, in my opinion, seems to be probably the best out of the 5 stars in the shop. There are 2 others in there. But I went for Banyu because, you know, waifu. And then Asta is an AoE support, basically. So she does basic damage on her auto, her normal attack, and then her skill creates these bombardments that each hit 25%. And so it can be single target and it can be AoE, and she can get different levels of attack buffs. And then her ultimate converts those attack buffs into the whole team. So, and as well as basically speeds up all the allies too. So it's really, really good for doing a lot of damage and supporting. She's if they keep her in the beta as like a free-to-play from launch, so she ends up being free-to-play to launch, this character will probably be insane. Probably be one of the best free characters in the game, because she is just really, really powerful. So definitely a character I would consider moving forward. Obviously, she's still subject to change, so we'll have to see how it goes. And then the main character is a average beat stick. His ultimate buffs his attack, and he just does some AoE on his E. So that's pretty much it, and he just gets attack buffs. So he's kind of bad, but from my opinion. But a lot of these characters seem very interesting and have different unique playstyles to the game. So Without further ado, let's actually do the actual combat so we can go over how this game actually plays. So we're gonna do Abyss 2. Abyss 3 might be a little too hard because we're also trying out Serval, which is a new character we got from the Abyss. So yeah, let's just try this as a team. Also, yeah, so the other part there was like the middle part I didn't show from the cones was the tree ability. Probably be edited in, but essentially what you can do is it's essentially like upgrading talents in Genshin Impact, essentially. So you get your books, you get materials, and you can use those to upgrade your skills. It's not like a constellation system. It kind of looks like it on the surface, but it's in fact not. So we're just going to increase the hunt. I don't think we have anyone from the hunt or the destruction. This is where this kind of comes in this whole path, but it doesn't matter too much. And so basically going over how the game plays, roughly, this is the Abyss. So instead of clearing with time, as many Genshin players are used to, they have to clear it within a turn limit, essentially. So characters that may tank may not necessarily be as useful, very similar to regular Genshin Impact. Anyways, besides that, talking about the actual combat for the game. So a lot of the game consists of these mini little dungeons. The game is not really open world. It's just more like open dungeons, so you can crawl around dungeons, kind of like Persona, I guess. And you have many different... so in Overworld, when you encounter enemies, it's not random. There's enemies right there, and we can interact with them by starting a fight by either walking up to them or having them hit us, kind of like traditional RPGs. But we can also hit them for a weakness, and if they're weak to it, we actually get an advantage in battle. And the game will tell you what they're weak to. Or you can use a special E attack, which will give, it's just called a technique, which will do various things depending on what the character is. So, for example, Asta right now, if I press E and they're weak, it would basically give Asta some buffs going into the fight already. And there are other many different kinds. So Serval introduces shock. Bronya, I think, does some stuff with speed. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, just letting you guys know, essentially, how the overworld works before we go into the actual in-game combat. And yeah, let's just start this up. So again, press E. Boom. We trigger a fight right here. And not only do we deal damage at the start, but as you see, Asta has... Oh, you guys can't see that. Whoops. Whoopsies. So Asta has these 6 attack, these sword plus 6. So she has attack buffs going into the fight. And so, but not only that, we can, so how about, let's just press 1, and then this will trigger the, so you can see these squares right here. These are our bursts, essentially. So, obviously in Abyss, you start off with all of them filled up. So, we press 1, and you can press the skill at the burst at any point in the time. So any point in this timeline, you can press the burst, and it'll automatically skip to you. If you're kind of familiar with Trails, it's kind of familiar to that, like S-Crafts. So again, so let's just start off with giving Asta's buff, because we click right here. Oh, you guys can't see it. Her ultimate will actually buff the rest of our allies, so it's probably a good idea that we use it right now, because it may be useful. So let's pop this Astral Blessing, and this will pop this buff up for us. So, and there you go. It increases our attack, and now we can press Bronya. Now I can use Bronya's burst, or her ultimate, and this gives us the attack and crit damage up. And now we can literally press, we can use the E ability. So, I forgot to mention this, but essentially how this game works is that there's like an energy bar right here, and in the bottom right, hopefully Corey can note this out in the video. So essentially what this bar does is every E costs 1 energy to use. So if you want to use an E on a character, it will use 1 energy, and they will not gain 1 energy. So the only way you'll gain energy, at least in the normal sense, I'm not sure if there's any ability to make cheese this out faster, is that you have to use a Q, which is just a regular normal attack. So again, and then speed, as far as speed is concerned, it's pretty much like E7 if you're familiar with it. So every character has a speed value, and there are many ways to gimmick the speed so your characters can go faster. So I could use Bronya to boost Asta's position, so she shows up even faster, so she can do another ability. So I think that should be mostly everything. But and again, enemies have weaknesses, so as you can see, they're broken from the fight. essentially broken enemies can take more damage. So you can do breaks when you inflict enemies with their weakness. So I think that covered most about everything. I apologize, it's a lot of information, but that's pretty much how this game's combat works. But anyways, let's just press E on Asta to show you guys her ability. And her ability is absolutely crazy. So let's just pop this up. Boom. And then I think we're interested, and let's do the E on. Actually, wait. Let's just pop her ult. Let's just pop this character's ult. So this is the first time I'm using this character, by the way. So I actually did this wrong. All right, whatever. All right, AOE attack. Oh, that's awesome. Oh gosh, that's so. Oh, that's a. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. Oh, sick. To be honest, okay, that was the first time I ever used that character, so I'm pretty shocked myself. So, apologies, guys. This is also the first character I tried using this character. Xinyan, better Xinyan. Electro Xinyan, but better. All right, well, this guy's taking more of an action, but I think it's good that we start off with these E, so that will pretty much boost us up in the beginning. So let's hit this guy first, and this guy has armor, as you can see with this white bar right here. As we deal more, as we do more attacks to him, his armor will go down, and it reduces the amount of damage he takes. No figure with the term armor, but if he gets hit with a weak ability, with a weakness, this armor will go down faster. So it's a good idea for us to use Asta to break down this guy's armor. So let's just press an E, and this will hit. So let's pop this, and it killed that guy already. Okay, cool. So I think what we're gonna want to do is we're probably gonna want to use an E on here, because otherwise, when we use the Bronya's turn, we can actually switch back into Asta and just have her deal more damage. So it's a good idea for us to just probably just proc a normal attack right here, just for now. So let's pop that, and then we'll pop this. This will give us an attack buff on Asta and also move her up on the timeline to a much higher spot, so we can do a lot more damage. So let's just pop that right now. So let's do this. This will also give her an additional damage boost. And so now that we have another energy, she also immediately showed up right here. So she was able to, Bronya was able to gimmick the speed, and so we can, she's basically this huge support character that can buff our speed, so we can and buff our damage, so we can constantly be doing more and more powerful attacks with our strong DPS characters. So she's really, really good, in my opinion, probably the top in the beta right now. At least until we get Sealy, maybe. I'm not entirely sure yet. So let's do this bounce ability again, and let's just see how much damage we can get. So, all right, cool. Good amount of damage right there. And then we'll use the action. We'll speed up our team potentially. So we'll use Asta's ultimate again. So this will give us the attack buff and then maybe increase our actions. So. And as you can see right there, she just showed right back up. Asta went right back up again, so we'll just pop this again. The enemy is broken, so this auto attack will do more damage. So let's pop this right now. Boop. 60 damage, really, really good. And then now we can target this guy, and then we can do another E. Let's bounce, and then hit all of them again. Cool. So as you can see, we're making up turns, and obviously with this, we want to use it in a short amount of time. So. I guess we'll pop this for now. And Bronya's passive is that when she does auto attacks as well, she can increase her speed for the next attack. So let's just pop this right now. Get a guy. And also break. Nice, broken. Don't really think. Let's just heal. I'll show you guys the ability, our healer's ability. So. This character basically heals our party, so just have it just in case for support. And then, so let's use her ultimate. Her ultimate just gives us a big heal, kind of like Barbara. So, boom. And then we'll just pop the attack. Boom. And we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna use the new character that we got, E ability. and let's just see how it works. So, we're gonna pop this. Holy crap, this character is crazy. I'm tempted. Alright, well, we're gonna buff her. Oh, oof. Alright, so we can use the E ability now. So if we use the E ability, I think we can follow it up with the ultimate right after. So let's pop this. Alright, so we got shock, and now then he's taking shock, he will take more damage, I think, from the ultimate, if I recall correctly. So let's try this out. So, alright. This character is so fun. This character looks awesome. Oh! And did okay damage. Alright, well, taking the damage. Our Bronya's taking damage. Oh, cool. Thanks for that. And, oh, I forgot to mention, so we will get more energy the more attacks we do, as well as when we take damage as well. So, now we can pop this ult again. Now to increase our attack and crit damage by 30% for 2 turns. Really, really good ult. Boom. And then we can just pop our E ability again, and then just go ham with Asta, because Asta's crazy good. Boom. And he died. Bog. And then we're done. So, hopefully that was able to give you the rough idea of how the combat works. I'm still kind of working out the kinks myself, to be honest. But this is sort of the bare minimum basics to understand the game after playing for about 4 hours. So, again, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Really helps me out. And, yeah, I'm sure to be making some more Honkai Star Rail content, too. And maybe later on endgame stuff, try out some new characters, tell you guys some guides and stuff, or how the game works, my thoughts and opinions. So, if you guys like the content, be sure to, again, like, subscribe. Really helps me out with the algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.